Hi, I'm Jazz Obrecht, and welcome to my podcast. You're about to hear my 1993 cover story interview with the master of the Telecaster, the one and only Albert Collins. Albert reveals lots of Texas blues lore in this one, and there's a fascinating section of him playing his unplugged Telecaster. Albert jumpstarts the conversation by explaining why Texas blues guitarists like to put rattlesnake rattles or pennies into the bodies of their acoustic guitars. He remembers his encounters with Lil Son Jackson, B.B. King, Gatemouth Brown, Lightnin Hopkins, and other bluesmen. On occasion, you'll hear the voice of Andy Ellis, who came along to get playing tips to write a music lesson in Albert's style. If you're tempted to play along with Albert, try putting your guitar in Albert's F minor triad tuning. So from low to high, your strings would be F, C, F, A flat, C, and then F on the highest string. And remember that Albert frequently used a capo to change keys. Collins also discusses his various guitars and amps, his songwriting, and other topics. Hope you like it.
Albert, there's something I've been wanting to ask you about. I read in a book one time that when you were a kid, you had a guitar that had rattlesnake rattles in it.
Mm-hmm.
What was that all about?
So a lot of people used to take pennies and put them in their hollow box.
Uh-huh.
It gets a good sound. The
Does it-
rattlesnake rattle, you dry them out. Rattlesnake rattle, and put them in. Lightnin Hopkins taught me that trick.
Would you shake the guitar while you're playing, or?
No, you just put them in after you rattle. You see, like you catch, people down in Texas used to go rattlesnake hunting.
Yeah.
And you take about 4 or 5 of those rattlers,
Uh-huh.
dry them out, and put them inside your guitar. Hollow box guitar sound good.
Really? Wow, I never heard that.
Some guys used to take pennies. I used to take pennies and put inside of mine. Like 10 pennies,
Yeah.
10 copper pennies.
What's the theory? Why does it make it sound better, do you think?
I don't know. A lot of people did it. That was around before
Yeah.
my time. I started doing it too. And I couldn't really tell the difference, but you can tell the difference with a rattlesnake rattlers.
Really?
I guess it's because the rattlers inside of it, and they makes a weird sound.
Do you still have that guitar?
Well, I hope it's still there, but I don't think it's there. But the place got burned. I had it up in the loft. It stayed there for years and years, man. And after my aunt died, I took over the property. People had kids, and they set the place on fire.
Oh.
So I had it remodeled.
Is this a guitar a guy made for you out of an oak tree?
Yeah.
It was
He
a
used to
homemade?
play with honest tubs.
He what?
He used to play with honest tubs.
Oh, Ernest Tubbs?
Yeah.
No kidding.
He was country and western singer.
Yeah, sure. This was a homemade guitar, huh?
Yeah. I used to work for him. He used to have a walling for him. I used to work for him, drive a truck for him. He said, "I'm going to make you a guitar." I said, "Okay." It was so big I couldn't hardly get my hand to it.
Wow. I also read that you made your first guitar out of a
Cigar box.
really, like Albert King did that too.
People back in them days you couldn't afford no guitar, man.
Yeah.
I took a hay baling wire.
Really?
It was rough, man. You couldn't do nothing without it be banging.
Jimi Hendrix's dad said when Jimmy was a kid, the dad would come home from work and there'd be straws laying around at the foot of Jimmy's bed from the broom. And he couldn't figure it out until one day he walked by the room and Jimmy was holding the broom pretending he was playing a guitar. And that's when his dad knew that he wanted a guitar, so he went out and got him one.
Yeah, well, he was lucky.
Yeah. Was your connection to Lightning through Willow Young?
No, I knew Lightnin before Willow.
Oh, really?
See, the Hopkins was kin on my mother's side.
Oh, okay.
And my mother was around the Hopkins when I was little. So I was practically raised up in the time when You know, Lightnin was much older, but I was ready. You know, he watched me grow.
Did people have a lot of respect for him when you were young?
Yeah, ever since I've been knowing Lightnin, I never known him have a job. You know, he played guitar. He always played guitar.
Yeah.
You know.
Johnny Winter said even when Lightnin was making money and stuff, he'd still go out and play on the buses or around the Fourth Ward on the street. He just loved to play.
He used to love to play. You know, we have family reunions.
Associations?
Yeah, they called association them
Yeah.
days. He'd play out on the ground.
Wow, that must
and
be
it'd be
great.
just so many crowd of people be around him, man.
Yeah. With that little cigar.
Now, the oldest guy I've met from the old acoustic players, I met him when I was real young. It was Lil Son Jackson.
Really?
Him and Lightnin used to run together. And I saw him one time. I think he used to live in Dallas, Texas, somewhere out from Dallas. But them other people like Blind Lemon, all them people, I never got a chance to see.
Blind Lemon was dead in 1929.
Yeah, well, before I was born.
Me too.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of people used to ask me, you know, because I told them somebody I seen was Lil Son Jackson.
Huh.
He used to come around a little town where, when I was a kid, raised over my mother and father, a little town called Marquette, Texas.
Right.
Yes.
Huh. Those associations must have been fun.
It was a lot of fun, you know. In those days, you didn't find people fighting each other and shooting and all this kind of stuff. Everybody was glad. Some people come around, you hadn't seen them in 10 years, man. You're glad to see each other, you know.
Yeah.
That's why they were family reunions, man.
Yeah. They were outside usually?
all over church grounds. They had stands, you know, like barbecue stands and tents were set up, you know.
Did any of those guys ever ask you to sit in when you were starting out, or?
No, I didn't sit in with nobody when I first started out, because actually when I was trying to play,
yeah,
I didn't start playing until I got into Houston, Texas, actually.
Oh, okay.
But, I learned in a little town called Norman G, Texas. That's about 125 miles
yeah.
from Houston. And I worked on a ranch there for like 4 years. I used to love doing that ranch work. You know.
Oh, yeah?
Then I went into truck driving. Drove trucks for like 12 years.
Were you like driving a truck at the same time you were in the Rhythm Rockers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you doing like interstate hauling?
No, I wasn't doing no long distance. Only one long distance I had was when I started working for a company called Maddox Furniture Company.
Mm-hmm.
And we go like Louisiana, Dallas, Fort Worth, and like. I quit that. I didn't want to go on the road. So.
I heard when you were about 20, you ran into B.B. King and he gave you some really great advice.
Yeah, I met B.B. when I was 21 years old.
Remember?
Yeah. Next time you see B.B., he'll know too. But he had some relatives live right across the street from the club I was playing called the Jockey Club.
Uh-huh.
That's the first time I met B.B.
What town was
He come Houston.
Houston?
Yeah. He came and sit in with me. That's when he had out 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big hit for him.
Yeah, it was a big hit. And he had this lady run tenor with him named Evelyn Young.
Right.
Yeah.
That woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't he tell you something like find your own identification?
Yeah. He did.
You sure did, because we were listening to your early records before we came over, and boy, you don't sound like anybody else.
No, man, not.
I mean that as a compliment.
One of a kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's a million guys that can sound like Eric Clapton, or a lot of guys who try to sound like Hendrix, but there's a handful of guys that sound just like them and nobody else. Albert King, you, B.B. King, John Lee Hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one of a kind award.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah, John Lee was my album in my beginning.
Uh-huh.
You know him and Lightnin Hopkins. The first tune I learned how to play was Booger Cho.
Really?
Yeah, it was the first tune I learned how to play on guitar, and I learned how to play it in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So you started out in a tune with your guitar tuned to a chord.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah. Have you used the same tuning all along, or did you change it at some point?
Well, at 17,
Yeah.
I tried to play standard tuning. Because I had a guy bring me some beginner's books, you know.
Yeah.
And I couldn't play that standard tuning, so I went back to where I learned how to play.
Yeah.
No.
Now,
That's the reason why I wanted to get my own style from that festival they call it, you know, tune, cross tune.
did you learn that from Willow Young?
Yeah.
And I read somewhere he played a guitar lap style.
He played in lap like playing steel.
Oh,
He played like this, but he could play in the lap with a knife.
Oh yeah.
He was a good player. He
Did
never
you ever-
played professionally, you know.
Yeah.
He just passed away last year.
Was he your cousin?
Yeah, he was my cousin.
Did you ever run into Mance Lipscomb? He was an old songster guy that played acoustic guitar, and he held a pocket knife in his hand. He was around till around 1978 or 9. He died, but he was from Navasota, but he played.
Yeah, I met him. I know you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him in Houston.
The whites of his eyes were yellow. Yeah, he was an interesting looking man.
He was an old man then. Yeah, I met him somewhere around 73.
Did you have favorite blues records back then?
Yeah, I used to listen to Jimmy Lumsden,
Oh yeah.
Tommy Dorsey, Jimmy Dorsey. I was into the big band sound, man. That's what I was listening to.
Yeah.
You know, because when I first got my horn section, I had 9 pieces. We wasn't getting paid much.
I was gonna say that's expensive,
Yeah,
man.
but I had 2 music teachers, you know, tenor and alto players. I had 2 trumpets, trombone. Now I'm using 2 trumpets and a tenor.
Yeah.
That's all I used that for like 10 years. That's the sound I always did, like first trumpet, second trumpet.
Did your first horn experience, was that with Piney Brown?
Right.
What was that?
Well, I had my horn section before I met Piney.
Uh-huh. Was Piney a singer?
Yeah, he was a singer. He lives in Dayton, Ohio.
He's still alive?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you went out with him?
Oh, like 26.
Was that an important experience for you?
Yeah, that's the first time I went on the road playing music.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I wanted to go. You know, with the problem I had, one of the guys, the manager, Piney Brown's manager, they got to fighting in the car, man. So, by me being young, I ain't never been around this. I took all my stuff out of the car and took my little amplifier, my guitar, and so I was sitting inside the highway. So the state troopers picked me up and asked me where was I going. I said, I'm trying to get back to Texas. So I told him what kind of car they were riding in. So he called ahead and had them stop, man. They made them send me home. You know, they don't. I was in Louisiana. You know, they don't play that, man.
Oh, it's a good thing they didn't just haul you into jail.
Yeah, I told them, I said, man, I'm trying to get back to Houston, Texas. And after they asked me a question, they said, well, why are you sitting out here on the highway? I said, well, I was in this car and people got to fighting. I got out. I want to go home and I haven't got paid. So yeah, when I got to the police station, he took them all to the police station. He said, now you want to file charges on these people? I said, no, I just want my money.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Do you have rules for the guys in your band, like stuff they can't do?
Yeah.
What are they?
Drugs.
Uh-huh.
I'm down on drugs. I never had drugs in my life in my body.
Yeah.
And I was right here in 1969, right here in San Francisco, when the free love days.
That must have been so strange for you.
It was a challenge for me because I said, I'm like I'm in another world, man, you know.
It is.
But I always tell them kids, man, you don't have to do that to play no music, to function, man. You don't need them drugs.
Are you friends with Gatemouth still?
Yeah.
Thank God. Isn't he a character?
Because of the gun, you
That and, no, he's just he can be crotchety.
Oh yeah, he gets in his moods, man. You know, people that don't really know him wouldn't like it.
Uh-huh.
But I raised over his brother used to play with me a long time ago.
Is that Wide Mouth?
He had a brother that played with me, played guitar, and he had a brother that played drums with me, and Bobby Brown.
One of them died from drinking too much.
Yeah, that was wild, man.
Yeah. Gate's still upset about that.
Yeah, he always talk about, say, man, it's at 1972 when the boy, he's sitting on the porch and died. Say, man, you know.
He told me he's like still thinks about his dad every day. He died in the 50s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it true Gatemouth taught you about capos?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember that conversation? Or?
Well, what happened is I was playing. I went to go see him play at the City Auditorium, him and T-Bone Walker. And I saw him play, and all of a sudden he put this capo on. I said, wonder what is that he using on that guitar, you know? So I asked him about it. He said, man, you need to use this. They make your styles, make yourself sound good. I said, well, what did he do, man? He said, because I was trying to play, and I was playing in one key only. And he said, well, this change, you can play B flat. Oh, he told me, say, put this. So I said, okay. So what I did, I started out trying to play piano.
Yeah.
So I found what key I can play in by playing the notes on the piano, and I know all my key changes on my board and my guitar.
Oh. That's interesting. You took piano lessons, didn't you, when you were a kid?
Yeah, but I didn't take them long. It was during the winter, man. You know, the lady couldn't, you know, and I was staying in a little town I told you called Norman G, Texas.
Yeah.
And she lived in another little town called Bryant, Texas.
Yeah.
Which is 35 miles. And it wasn't paved roads then.
That's a long way to go
yeah,
for a lesson.
Yeah.
And on every Friday, she'd come to give piano lessons. And in the wintertime, she couldn't come get no lessons. So that's when my cousin would leave me his guitar. He was trying to teach me how to play and leave me his guitar every weekend.
Ah.
He'd go out and have his fun. And when he come back on Sunday, I had to give him his guitar back, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Huh. You played your first solid body was a Fender Esquire?
Fender Esquire, that's the first one.
Now with guys.
That's why I seen Gatemouth. That's the first time I seen one was Gatemouth.
He told me he hated that guitar and he hated Fenders. And the only reason he played them was he gave them to him for free.
I didn't know they was giving to you free in them days.
That's what he said. Yeah. Yeah. Why did you go for a solid body when, you know, guys like...
well, I was playing up the phone. All about it.
Yeah.
And my up the phone was colored amplifier. And the minute I seen Gatemouth with that Esquire, he said, "Him, see if you like this him." He said, "I might give it to you."
Fender gave it to him, right?
I played it. I said, "Ooh, I sure like this. I like the neck on this, man." He said, "Well, they sell them down at Parker Music Company. That was the name of Parker Music. It's still in Houston." So I went down and put me a down payment on one.
That's great. You've been playing Fenders ever since, right?
Since 1952.
41 years.
Yeah, that's when I departed from the Eptaphone.
Why do you think you became a guitar player instead of an organ player?
I always wanted to be an organ player.
Yeah, I can tell.
Actually, when I try to comp my chords when I play guitar like you're playing an organ. Because I've been around organ players. Jim McGriff was really my favorite organ player. And I bought me an organ. Had a guy who was going to teach me. And I got my organ stole from him on the highway. So I just got away from it through the years.
Yeah.
My wife bought me another one. So I got one at home now. But let my organ player not teach me again.
Is this Gwendolyn Collins?
Yeah.
The person that's written some of your songs?
Yeah. She did Conversation with Colin. And
Master Charge?
Yeah, Master Charge was one of the biggest ones she wrote for me.
Yeah. How do you write songs together?
Well, she write them down, and some of the verses I add them. And she said, "Well, I'm gonna do Master Charge." and she wrote the whole song, Master Charge.
Did she have music to work
No,
with?
she just
Wrote
my
like
wife
a
never
poem?
didn't listen to no blues. When I first met her.
You led her down the path.
You know what my wife listened to? Country and Western.
Really?
Yeah. That's all she got in her car, Country and Western.
Really?
Patsy Cline, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. She and Bruce Randolph. She listened to all
Wow.
that.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, she do.
That's that.
She was raised up because my wife came from Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
She wasn't raised up in the country.
Yeah.
And in them days, you know, when she would listen to like Shirelles and those kind of people, you know, Elvis Presley and all.
Huh.
You know.
Did
It was strange, man. I met her and she said, I don't listen to no blues.
Do you have a collection of blues records at home?
Very few.
Yeah. What are the albums you love the most?
My album?
No,
Oh.
of other blues people or songs.
Well, I hate to say he's gone, but I always liked the Albert King stuff.
Yeah.
Really did. And I played a lot of Lightnin Hopkins stuff too.
Lightnin sure had his pet licks, didn't he?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
beat it to death.
I wonder if anyone ever figured out what tuning Albert King played in. Was it?
It's a little bit different from tuning. I picked his guitar up one time.
Yeah.
And it's almost to a chord.
Yeah.
It's like you playing the slide, I think is what it is. Got the guitar to. He told me to put it down.
He did?
Well, yeah. Put my guitar down. Yeah, Don Kennedy probably really knows.
Yeah, Donald.
Yeah, Don played with him.
Yeah.
So Albert didn't like.
I tell you something I can tell you. What's his kid name? For his son, adopted son. In Memphis. You wasn't in. Oh, what's his name? I think he's supposed to get his estate.
Oh, is that it?
That boy. He play guitar. He bad, man. He left-handed too.
Huh. By turning up to an F minor, do you break more strings, do you think, than you would if you were normal, like tune lower?
You know, I thought about tuning low a long time ago. You know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't break none then.
Yeah.
Stevie Ray did that too.
Right. Jimi Hendrix too.
I was thinking about tuning lower, the lower F.
Yeah.
But it'd be F minor, lower F
So are you in F sharp minor now or F minor?
minor. F minor.
F minor. So you'd be going on E minor. Yeah. You never did it though, huh?
I'm gonna try it though.
Yeah. Is your voice at F minor?
I usually be at C, B flat.
So you're capoed up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like at some point, if you wouldn't mind, bringing out your guitar so I can check and see if I got the tuning right.
Okay.
I think I understand the tuning.
Could we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
great.
that'd be great.
Hey, you want me to chip this real quick? You want me to
Yeah, you put one of them.
That's a nice feedback.
Look at that, binding on a 61.
I had it put in that in
Yeah,
1982.
That's not stock.
No, it's not stock. I had it.
Look at that.
You know,
capo.
guitarists
Wow.
in L.A.
Yeah.
called Guitarists.
Uh-huh.
They the one. I had two guitars and they did both. One of them was at Hard Rock in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
Let me tune this
Let me close
A.
this.
noticed also I saw you play recently with Gary Moore. You did a show with him in Los Angeles
Yeah.
in the summer or something, you know.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you do a lot of up-picking with your finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you get that real snappy sound, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's like learning a new language for me, watching you play, because the patterns are unique, you know,
No.
that you're playing because of the
You play
tunings.
standard tuning, no?
Yeah, right.
See, I just my chord structures is different from yours.
Cool. That's the organ right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother, man.
All right.
You coming down tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit one with me, son.
Yeah.
You need to come down and play one with me tonight.
We're real proud of him who's playing.
But not in your tuning. I'm lost in your tuning. You know, this is cool.
We have to do photos of that index finger.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
See, my
nice
chord
turnaround.
challenge is different, you know,
Yeah.
because it's my DNA is tuned different way you tune
Yeah.
from standard tuning.
Right. That was a nice little turnaround you just played there at the end.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So really, you get the muting that you do. You're not doing with this hand because you've got the cover over the bridge.
That's
So
why.
you're-
That's the reason why I never played a Strat
Because it
because
would get in the way.
the strings. I
Yeah.
rest my hand when I play.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Fender was gonna make me one with the cover on it like this
Right.
with a Strat, and I told him no, it's all right.
That'd be a strange bird.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the first riffs you figured out in that tuning, or like if a guy just wanted to experiment with that tuning for the first time, what are some easy things he could get started with? Like what's an easy 12-bar progression there? Lightning.
Then from John Lee, who's that?
Oh.
He sounds better with acoustic though, you know.
You notice as soon as you say John Lee, boy, your foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That song Transpose.
This I think is in G minor.
Yeah, G minor, right.
Yeah. Yeah. I really dig the muting that it's the choking that's happening with the left hand. Yeah.
Last night, I heard Mama and Papa and them talk.
I heard Papa say, boy's got the boogie.
Let that boy boogie woogie. Cause it's in it. Sure got to come out.
Come on.
You know, I felt so good. Gonna boogie all night long. But old man used to be rough, man.
Yeah.
He's still rough.
You still got it going.
Do you ever play that on stage now?
Huh?
Do you ever play that on stage now, the boogie chillin'?
No.
No.
Only time I messed with that when I was with John Lee.
Yeah.
I'd like you to record something
Yeah.
with John Lee.
Wow.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Let him moan on the rest.
Yeah.
He be rough, boy. He kills me. I love to sit up and watch it, man. You know,
Like something
the
that
man
you
his
never
age
recorded
still, you know,
acoustically at all.
huh?
You never recorded anything acoustically at all.
No,
You haven't?
Wow.
never cut or nothing acoustic. No.
Why
Not
not?
perform live either. Really.
I wanted to play electric guitar, man. I got away from when I got away from acoustic, man. I started listening to T-Bone Walker, Gatemouth, BB.
Yeah.
This was way before I was known by the Albert King.
Right.
And I got into the big band sound. You know, those guys playing blues, but I wanted to reach the horn section.
Do you have any idea why the guys in Texas would play with horns and the big bands while the guys in Mississippi would tend to play by themselves with a real small band?
You know, Texas always, a lot of people ask me, I'll go around to this A lot of people ask me how come, what's the difference between Chicago blues and Texas blues? It's because we was introduced, we didn't have harp players and slide guitar players out of Texas.
Right.
So it was mostly like horn section and blues guitars, but they had a horn section. That was the difference.
Yeah.
A long time ago, like Aretha Franklin came to Texas, and she work with a trio, and she didn't sell too good when she first come to Texas with a trio. So when she had to put out this tune by the Dr. Feel Good,
Yeah.
she came back down to Texas with a big horn section, 3 deep around the corner. See, the bigger the band is, the better they like it in Texas. It's hard to go down through there with a rhythm section.
Huh.
You know, to get good response.
Is that a standard Gibson humbucking pickup in there? Did you have that put in?
No, this was already in it when I got the guitar.
Really?
I got this guitar in 1969. I had a 1959, got it stole from me, hardwood plating.
Oh,
And this was already, I got it at Ace Music Company out in Santa Monica, California.
Yeah.
And this was already in when I got it.
Did it already have the binding on it?
No, it had this binding when I had this put on when guitars redid it in 1982.
It's sharp. I like the
So
binding
I'm
on
gonna
it.
get it redone again, hopefully, real soon.
It's almost like a Tele Deluxe binding.
Yeah, but I want to take that binding off though.
Really?
Get it redone again.
Yeah.
Do you carry a spare guitar with you when you
Yeah.
play on stage?
I have spare.
Is that one of the Fender Albert Collins models?
Right.
How close are those?
Well, this
to-
one was too heavy, so they gonna correct it for me.
Oh, the one you have that they gave you?
It was too heavy. What happened? They made it out of the wrong wood because I gave them my guitar and let them weigh it because this guitar is light. And I let them weigh it. So when they sent me the guitar, it was too heavy because I play off my shoulder.
Right.
On the right, you wear it on the right side. You're the only guy I know who does it that way.
Man, I don't like seatbelts, but I put them on. I don't like that going across here, man. Ooh, man.
There you go, the
Oh.
Albert Collins.
I feel like I'm pinned in, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't Chuck Berry do that too? Just off the
I
side?
don't know. Do
He's
it?
across this, all the way across.
He's all the way across.
You like to move around more, is that it?
Yeah, I take my guitar and, you know, I feel free when they're singing right here.
Yeah.
Do you still play with the real long cord?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Fender. What that company gonna make me another card?
Cable from Horizon Cable.
Horizon Cable.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay away from the wireless. Wireless change your sound.
Sure does. Yeah.
You don't have? Do you have a wireless?
Yeah, I have wireless, but I don't use it.
Yeah. It changes the sound, no doubt about it.
Well, whenever you guys are ready, come down.
Cool.
Do you have enough stuff?
I've got a lifetime worth of transcribing.
Let's
let
let
Albert-
Mr. Collins
yeah.
see.
That just one
Yeah.
second. That didn't take me but a
Oh,
minute.
take your time. That's our wife wanted me down.
Hmm?
That's barbecue and wife.
Just come on down.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the makeup.
Thank you.
You don't have to
Yeah.
take a nap.
In fact, if you want to keep talking there,
Yeah, we will.
okay.
I think John's getting.
Okay.
It must be real different living in Las Vegas and LA.
It is, where I live, very quiet. It ain't like LA.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one? Good.
Wasn't Alta a pretty busy street?
What?
You lived on Alta Street in LA?
No, I live in Pico.
Oh, Pico, that was it.
Very busy.
Yeah.
I was in the Wilshire district. Used to be real nice when I moved up. And it got worse and worse. It got to the point where I was After 9 o'clock, I was scared to go outdoors after 9 o'clock at night, man. I said, I can't live like this.
Yeah.
War zone, man.
Yeah.
Does your wife still work as a nurse?
No, she's just a housewife now. She was a nurse when I first met her. She worked a little in L.A.
I didn't know that, huh?
Yeah,
My wife's a nurse. I didn't know that.
yeah, my wife was nursing at John Hospital in Kansas City when I first met her.
Wow.
Have you ever had problems with your ears? Because I know you like to turn a lot of stuff up to 10. Like with ringing in your ears at night or...
I don't have a problem.
I wish I had those kind of ears.
That's because I don't stand in front of the amplifier.
You don't stand?
I can't play in front of my amplifier.
Usually
You ever turn my amp on the angle?
You still have that quad reverb?
What?
It's like getting an ice pick in your forehead.
Remember when Nixon got shot?
What's that?
Was that Nixon? No, that guy got shot. Used to be the governor of Alabama, what's his name?
George Wallace?
I got that amp the same day he got shot. Out of New York.
Do you have spares for the amp too? You carry more than one amp? Or...
I got a twin I take with me.
That quad
I got
is-
2 quads.
They're hard to find.
I know it.
Don't you play with both of them?
No, I play with both of them now. But as soon as I find them old JBL speakers, I'm going to play with both of them.
I think there might be a quad floating around here somewhere in the city.
Really?
There was an old store in Mill Valley that I asked the one that just anonymously asking the guy, the old guitar shop, I forgot what they were called, it's gone now. The guy said, yeah, there's a quad down so-and-so.
They're hard to find, man.
Why do you like that particular amp?
Because he gave me the power that I wanted. Because the guy, that amp was given to me from a music store out of New York through Tumbleweed Records.
Oh, yeah.
And the man said, this amp for you, man. So that's the first time I ever seen one that said Thunder Quad. Man, that amp was loud.
412.
Fender's building this one now, actually.
Really?
They built-
If somebody wanted to put together like a box set of the best of Albert Collins from a guitar point of view, are there any like certain tracks that should be on there for sure?
Okay.
It's funny you should say that, we're thinking about doing that.
Yeah, it's a natural thing. I just, wondered, like for kids who are just getting into the blues or something, what songs should they look for, And did Frosty come out as a 78? Yeah.
I cut Frost in 1962.
Yeah.
Frost would be for one. And
The Freeze on Kangaroo, was that a 78 or a 45?
45.
Uh-huh.
Frosty came out on 45 also.
45. Yeah. Did any of your records ever come out as a 78?
Not 78.
Okay. Because I remember Elvis had some 78s in the late 50s. And I didn't know if they were still making blues ones. I'm just curious about it.
No, I didn't have no 78.
Uh-huh.
No, it wasn't no 78.
Okay.
Iceman, put your shoe on the other foot.
Okay.
Honey Hush on that one.
Which one?
Honey Hush.
Honey Hush. I love that song. I like it when you read the songs when you have a sense of humor in them. It's a lot of fun. It takes the image of blues as sorrowful music away.
If you love me like you say.
From Frostbite.
What? You got frost on one of them, ain't you? Oh, there's what frost on there. But the frosted will kill.
Defrosted?
Frosted.
Oh, Frosty.
Yeah, it'll be on that one.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna don't lose your cool.
Don't lose the cool.
I never heard a guitar song like that one.
Listen here.
From Live in Japan?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Albert got a Grammy for this record. Showdown.
That's right.
The moon is full.
Mine's full.
2 many dirty dishes.
That song, Cold Snap. You still get royalties from this Imperial stuff?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Very
cool.
little.
This concludes our conversation. Sad to say, this was one of Albert Collins' final interviews. 10 months later, on November 24th, 1993, Albert passed away from lung cancer. Our issue of Guitar Player with Albert on the cover went on to win the 1993 Maggie Award for Best Music Magazine. Before signing off, I want to express my thanks to the Southern Folklife Collection and to my pal Nick Hunt, who produces all of these podcasts. This podcast is copyright 2025 by Jazz Obrecht, all rights reserved. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again soon.